Hello, welcome back to Glowkeeper. Alright. Let's keep going. I think last episode we got stuck on a puzzle. I didn't get stuck, but I decided to stop solving it. Um, the puzzle premise still remains what I believe to be the same. That is simply to get two rocks in this area, and then one more rock to swap this scroll over. Now we have one big issue, is that it's very hard to separate the rocks to push them individually. So for example, even if this push were available, I could not get this two to be separated. And I'm not sure if it's possible to get them to be separated manually, or if there must be a destruction to do that. It seems that there is it seems like there must be a destruction to get two rocks separated, but I'm not sure. It's just that there's nothing underneath this rock, right? Yeah. It just seems like to get a rock to fall, it must fall beside a solid object because there's no like empty space holding it up. So when a rock falls to the ground, it is automatically beside another rock, which must be destroyed in order to separate them. A separation... At this point, a separation can occur if I use this rock. But any other rock above it will basically take its place unless I get rid of them as well. Like that. Can I push myself in there? No. I can't like shove myself inside while the blocks are falling. I would assume that would, not be very good for us, like physically either. So I don't think we should do that. See, the problem is that basically implies that if this were to actually separate something, you would already have to get rid of these 3 blocks. And, well, things get hard from there. Without another block in here, or we're basically not allowed to push. Or we can push from below, interesting. But, okay, yeah, the other thing that is a problem is that we can't get over to the other side. I'm not sure that's actually possible. It just doesn't seem possible. Which means that we're gonna have to break more than 3 blocks. And that just seems also pretty bad. I have a couple of different options I can use. So like, we have some options. Like this is a oh, that's not an option. We have to get rid of one of these rocks. We know that. And the reason why is because if not, I just can't jump over it. If we got rid of one of these rocks, we have a stack of 2 at most. Ideally a stack of 1, because if it were 2 rocks, then it would be basically impossible to separate them, either by pushing below or by pushing, yeah, whichever direction you push. So it's like I want to get rid of 2 of these rocks, maybe. You know what? If it were rock here, 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 and then 2 more rocks in a row, plus a rock in this position, a horizontal line in the middle will get 3 rocks separately, right? Can I do that? I think so. Like this. Yes, okay, this is it. That's the shape I wanted. Although slightly to the left is the exact shape I wanted. So this move should be able to get us 3 separate rocks. Okay. Once again, the vision helping us here. I just had to envision what I wanted or a possible setup, and then we're done. Okay, that was one puzzle. There you go. Another scroll. Also, I realized that if you're collecting a scroll and you move, you actually stay still for a while, and the movement buttons don't work for a while. I wonder why that is. I wonder if there's any way to break the game with that. We probably shouldn't try it though. Okay, so 5 scrolls. 5 scrolls. We still need 10 to get down there. I can use tab to access the map here. I cannot access a fast travel without another fast travel, but it shouldn't be a problem. What does this move do? Right, this move gets us here. So I can actually just access fast travel from here. If I happen to want to move around. There's 4 total fast travels that we've accessed so far, but I don't think I really want to leave this area just yet. I do see that probably from this fast travel we can get back here. There's a bunch of stuff at the beginning of the map that I didn't really interact with. Probably from this position I could go back and then try to do stuff, but not right now. Let's try and actually get a second rock here. A second rock. Let's just try and get a second rock over. We could use this one. So yeah, the you can't push from... You can't push across water, because apparently water is just very slightly below the surface, I think. That's how I interpret it. This rock up here seems like a problem as well. Like, how am I gonna use this? Well, I can get it to this layer. If I can get it to the second layer, I can probably use the bottom rock in a chain. If we figured out this technique was available from the pachinko level. And this should just allow us to get one rock across. I think I need to do... What do I need to do? This push is invalid. Okay, if that push is invalid, then... I could get rid of water. Interesting. Yeah, so... Something like this? Or more like this, I think. Like that? Okay, so I wanted a space here to hold up a rock. This allows this push. Yeah, but that still doesn't allow the right push. Hold on. I wanted... Okay, I wanted this push, and I wanted a rock in this position here. So I think this should work. Okay, so wait, but this rock has to be here for this push. So this rock can't go back anymore. But I can do this. So I think this should be fine. Yes. Okay. That should be perfect. Oh, I push this way. Clear. Rock number 2. How many rocks do we need? I guess if I want to get this scroll... How would I get this scroll? I guess a single rock being pushed in just connects all of these 3 scrolls together. So I just want to get another rock over. How do I get across the water then? Even with 4 rocks. Could I try to do that? I mean, it has to be 4 rocks because there's no other thing I can interact with here. And from what I know, you can't bring stuff across rooms, so it has to be those 4 rocks. So I guess just to try and get that scroll, we'll try and solve all of these puzzles. Okay. So we have 5 individual rocks. We can use them as we please. This could give us some insight as to how to solve that puzzle down there because there's very little empty space to work with here. I want to get 1 rock here. 1 rock. Okay. This is the only real fall I can make. But if everything falls from here... How high does this actually get to? It gets here. We get 5 rocks plus 1 in this position. That isn't very helpful because that still doesn't allow us any push. Wait, what? Okay. There's nothing I can interact with here. All these water and rock spaces are not good enough. Oh, there is empty space I can make here. Right. That would be useful. I wonder if I can push from the middle of water. So can we try something like that? No, you cannot. Okay. Oh, you can't push there either. Right. So if I can use this column, how would I do that? Well, I can push a rock to the other side, and that should allow for a platform. In fact, that should allow for If I can make two, if I can make two rocks this way. Oh, this should be a single. Yeah, so I can push rocks this way. Problem is, how would that be useful for us? If I had a rock here, I could get a rock with a rock here and a rock here. That pushes a rock here. And the second rock can push over here and then a third rock. Okay, so these two rocks have to be on top of each other. Okay, sorry if you can't see what I'm visioning, but the vision is helping out again. This rock over here acts as the ability for me to push rocks here and here. And then this space can push a rock here. I can get rid of all 5 rocks by doing this. I don't actually have to, I can just get rid of these 3, but 5 is a bit more satisfying. Alright, third rock. And the last rock should be available for us to just try and get through. Flaming Crater. I want to get a rock in here. Okay, let's reset the puzzle. A rock in here should allow me to push a second rock down here, and I would have free access down there. Okay. Empty space is non-interactable, so it has to be just the fires. I think I want a rock here, and then this rock here. Something like this. To push this way. And then if I got another rock in here, I can push it across. So, okay. So then if I had this sort of shape. Meaning I want this? No. I want this to push this way. Followed by this. Plus a bit more, I guess. I want this to fall by 1, but right now it can't because... Actually, it can never get here. This thing is always gonna be... These 2 empty spots are always gonna be in the way then. Oh, that's a bit interesting. If there are always gonna be 2 empty spots here... Can the rock be in between that? I think it can. But for the rock to be in between that, this push should be able to get that to happen. This push plus a little bit more of a fall. That's a bit too much. Okay. So I do want something like that, but I want a bit more of a fall here. Interesting. How do I get that to work? So like, I want this plus 2 more, plus 1 more on either side. This is 1 more here, but that's not solvable. Okay. Okay, it's kind of hard to get 3 of these 4. No, I'm not really thinking about this right. The goal now is to get a rock in between these 2 empty spots. But this rock is only pushable when it's in this position. So therefore, I need you to be here, and I need you to be here. That indicates a lot to me. It means I can only get rid of 1 of the fires in this column. Which is kind of tough. Either that or it swaps with this one. I guess that's also valid. But a swap is kind of hard to pull off as well. That just gets rid of that. It's a bit too low. It technically works, but it's a bit too low. I can't get rid of all 4 of these fires, otherwise this rock becomes inaccessible. If I got rid of 3 of them, it will become accessible to me. But then these 2 empty cells block the way. That's because getting rid of 3 of these arrows require all 3 of these to be broken at the same time. Well, that's not... Yeah, that's kind of true. To get rid of exactly 3 of these fires, you need 2 lines. And 2 lines have to either get 6 or 7 of these fires out of the way. In both cases, at least 3 of these will be gotten rid of. And if at least 3 of these are gotten rid of, then all 3 must be gotten rid of. Okay. I don't suppose that's actually good then. Well, I mean, okay, a push like this can swap. And maybe that's what I need. That's not really what I need. So this push can do... Oops. So this push can do that. I cannot interact with these guys. Empties are empties. Getting rid of all of these is bad. Okay. This is the minimum required for a push in this direction. I can choose to swap an empty or a fire. This is allowing to swap like that, but then what's the point? I mean, this is basically the exact same setup. I mean, it's slightly different because these fires are now in a different orientation. So yeah, it's different. It's different. Maybe that's useful then, because this can happen. Well, I mean, that's what I wanted. That's actually the exact same. No. What is this? This push. I mean, it allows that push. But then what? They get stuck together. It's really bad, isn't it? That is really bad. How in the world am I supposed to do this? Okay, sorry, let me think about this again. Rock needs to be here to be pushed. Yeah, definitely. I think a rock has to be on this part of the ground to be pushed. But then it requires another rock here. Which means that both rocks, or at least this rock, has to be able to be pushed this way into this column at some point. Indicates getting rid of exactly 3 of these 5 symbols. Therefore 3 fires, right? However, doing so again will get rid of all of these. And therefore leave 2 empties. Which is the big issue here. Leaving 2 empties is bad because those 2 empties will hold up this unnecessarily, unwantingly. As unless a swap were to already occur. But I can never push this over. Yeah, I can never push that over. Fire has no real effect on rock, I think. Fire has no real effect on empty spaces either, so we can't use that effect right now. It's a pretty big Sokoban E puzzle. This doesn't help. To get rid of only 1 of you it means getting rid of 2 of you, but I don't like that. I mean, I can change things up. That doesn't really help me. I mean, it lets me do something like this. I don't see how useful that would be. But if I did it the other way around, so I did this to push you over, maybe that's okay? Like a swap is fine there, I think. Yeah, so like this kind of thing would allow there to only be 1 here, and so that's a ground block. So 1 empty block here allows there to be only 1 ground block here at the correct height, allowing me to push over to the right. That was a trip. Okay, that was a puzzle. Hey, there you go. All 4 rocks are free, and somehow that means I'm allowed to get this scroll. I see I can get water broken here, so there must be... Okay, hold on. Ooh, I don't think I should have... What? Okay, here we go. Okay. 4 air. Oh. Okay, so... I mean... Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, what? Yeah, what are these 4 arrows? How do I get rid of... How do I make these 4 rocks work together? How do I even separate them? Like, even if I got the empty space would just prevent me from pushing a rock. Ah, I didn't want to reset this room, did I? Maybe I should have reset the room. The idea is I want to be able to separately push the rocks, so I don't want to have all the rocks in one stack. I want a rock in here. Okay. Then I want to go up here. I want to get the second rock. Okay. That's not good. I don't want to don't want to reset that. I don't think I want to reset that. I don't want to go through the trouble of solving that puzzle again. Okay, we'll just take this route then. This route shouldn't have any blockages, I hope. So we get a second block here. So now I can push this block as I please. How will that help me? Here. If I got rid of... Okay, firstly, what am I standing on? I guess I'm standing on water. Yes. Have I been here? Yes, this is the exit. Yes, I've been here. This is the entry point. Okay. Okay, so, okay, question for you. If I got rid of the water here... Let's say I did this. Let's say I got rid of water here. There's no water in there. What if I did this? Would the rock fall through? No, it is held up by some mysterious force, but yeah, I can't go through. Interesting. Very interesting. Not really what I was planning to try anyway, but yeah, okay. With 3 rocks here, just saying. With 3 rocks here, I want to get you. I want to get 1 rock over. Likely I need a rock in that position. Also a rock in that position. Actually, that shouldn't be too difficult. But I think I need to get rid of 3 of these. And that means that there's going to be a fall, so... I think I want a rock here. I want another rock here. Oh, I can hold up... Yes, okay, because water falls... Wait, what? No, it doesn't gonna change anything about my solution. There has to be another rock already, like, on top of here? I don't get this one. Should I get all rocks to be separated first? Or is there any reason I want a rock stacked? I feel like having rocks stacked on top of each other is just really bad for us. Okay, I don't think that jump is possible. I have to take this long route. Okay, sure. We'll do that. Okay. There's 1 rock here. I do have to get you out of the way first though, so you don't get... Okay. And I have to do this all over again, because I locked myself out of the previous room. It's fine, I don't mind doing this. Gives me time to... gives me a bit of... jeez, okay, not when that happens though. Gives me a bit of time to think about how I would like to, do this. Having 3 blocks, despite being separated. Ooh, okay, that was a bit scary. I probably shouldn't have made that. Jeez, okay. Sure, whatever. This is fine, this is fine. There you go. Okay, all 4 rocks are out and easily maneuverable, somewhat. Right? Is there any reason why I wanted the rocks to stack? I don't think so. So now I have 2 rocks here. The problem is... even if I got both rocks here, this prevents that kind of stuff from happening. So like, you know, this isn't valid anymore because it falls. Okay. I need to get a rock across. Any stacking available? Why would stacking be good? Or like, if stacking was available. I see this is kind of bad. I do notice that the problem with stacking, the problem with like this chain pushing is that one of the rocks needs to be elevated. But there's like basically no way of elevation here. The only way you can really elevate is by putting it on a second rock. But that second rock basically acts as a, it just acts as a way to block multi-push. So like we're kind of stuck, aren't we? Waterfalls. And I don't like that. Don't like the fact that water is falling. I get pushed down by the falling rock, so that's what happens when that happens. I just need to find a way to push this over. Well, I mean, even then, it's still not the end of the story because, yeah. There's no real configuration in which this would work, though, right? I mean, yeah, I can get rid of the rocks at this point, but like, what's the point? No, I want a rock over there. This rock has to be here. That like it's pushing down this column just forces that. I don't have any solid vision as to how I could do this. But a rock here requires a rock there. But a rock there has to be standing on a water here. Or a second rock, I guess. That's also valid. But if there must be water here, then basically all of these have to be empty. Because that's the only way we're going to get rid of water in this position. Unless... water here can't affect water up there, right? No, because this water can be pushed down. Can I... right. Because that's a thing. Why is it that... I'm not even resetting, I'm trying to undo. What? Okay, I think you might want to get this checked out because... what is going... I was not here. Is it maybe that like entering here basically set a respawn point being here? And any undo in a room that, if you undid here without any possible undo move, you just get set back to the respawn point which is there. But at some point I broke this, right? Weird. Okay, I can just reset here. I can resolve this puzzle. Well, I can undo that as well. I'm just gonna resolve this. It looked like this. Pushed you over. Then this. This. Pushed you over. This. Pushed you over. Okay. Now, my question was, could I drag across screens? No. Oh, yes, you can. What? That is not helpful. Or is it? Real suspicious. I don't know how useful that would be. That doesn't seem very useful to me. I don't know. Funny things can happen. Yeah, really funny things can happen. I can have one block here, drag up and hit two other blocks, and that's how I get exactly two blocks. Oh, look at that. And because these waters stay up, this becomes valid. Okay, I really want to know if this is intended, because there is like a very low chance that this is intended. Alright, there's your scroll. Okay. Oh, no hint in this puzzle, huh? Okay, if I reset here, I only need 2 blocks anyway. Yeah, no hint, wow. You don't get a hint for that. This is extremely meta. But alright. Sure, if you say so. Okay. We'll push this over. Jeez. Okay, you know what? No, let me just fall through. I don't want to walk this long walk. I think this boulder should also be available. Jeez, this is a very... we're going into like meta territory really quick, which is really cool, but like the puzzles are also really hard at this point. But look at that, we finally made it into here. Hey, also we did need 6 scrolls, so we did need that one. This scroll is also available, I guess. Fast travel, huh? This scroll was available, so I can get a 7th scroll here. Okay, chasm. That counts, so... Oh, open your map. Collect the chasm scroll. Oh! Uh... Uh... What? What's going on here? I don't like that at all. That is a lot of things. These are all the scroll positions, right? In particular, these are the scrolls I haven't collected, I don't think. Yeah, this one I've collected, and so there isn't a symbol here. So these are the scrolls I've not collected. And there are a lot of them. Oh, wow, okay. Thanks, thanks achievements for telling me to open my map because that is a big, big surprise. The lack of music sells it all too, actually. The fact that there is no music here makes everything even more scary. Because the game isn't usually supposed to do this to me. But okay, I am now scared to move on. We are going to unlock a lot of stuff from here on out, so... I think we're going to call it a video here. This is 30 minutes of video. This is actually very, very good for... Yeah, so... Going to continue from here next time. But yeah, this is a very big part of the map. The game is just beginning. But I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Uh, we'll see what else this game has to offer next time. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.